Oh my gosh. Wham! Well, I've already had an interesting morning, and I've not even left the boat ramp. I'm gonna tell you something about boat ramps. They're pretty slick. See that? All the way to the ground. Careful on the boat ramps, especially when you have less than ideal footwear. Morning hasn't started great. Woke up, wasn't feeling the best, a little bit of a headache. Springtime, you know, allergies. I was like, I'm going. I'm definitely going. And get here, get pulled away from the boat ramp. Forgot my trolling motor remote. Accidentally carried it in the truck. Go back, come back to get the boat. Wham! Right on the boat ramp. That hurt. But got good news. I think it's going to be a good day because just the 10 yards that I did go away from the bank, I see beds all over the place and there's fish on them. So this water is really clear. I just looked right down. I can see fish on them. What I've been waiting on. So hopefully we're going to wreck them today. First, we got to get all this silly business out of the way first, though. You know, falling on ramps and forgetting crap and all that. So Lake Glendale, and it's mid-April. Fish are starting to get on the bed, so let's go get them. All right, so we've moved around the lake a little bit. We just kind of I've been kind of like just beating the bank lines and looking for beds and whatnot, and the fish haven't really moved into the areas that they normally are at this lake, but I'm here a few weeks earlier than normal, so I think I might have found a few right here. There's a pretty good shallow flat area, and I can see even through the shadows I can see some fish moving around, and I can also see what I think is some beds up in there. So I'll put you on the old chest cam here. We're gonna see if we can get it done. Now we're using a very simple setup. I just bought some night crawlers, and I'm gonna kind of go over my how I keep them in a little bit. Night crawler, little split shot. That's a number 4. I like the bait holder hooks. Pilo likes fish with the Aberdeen. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Maybe I feel like the bait holder keeps my worm on there longer. Just a small split shot. I come up, that's about probably 2 feet, and I got a weighted bobber. If you look at the bottom of this, you see that silver part there, little ring. It's a weight, keeps that bobber oriented correctly rather than just kind of floating around. So that's the setup. I got I think that's 6-pound Mr. Crappie monofilament line on, and I got this is my Red Max Abu Garcia. My other rods down here are Lew's Xfinity Speed Sticks, and I typically fish with them, but this one was just set up and ready to go already on the boat. So that's what I went with this morning. It is literally the first tree I've threw in all year. And it's because of you guys, I think. Like, sometimes these cameras can just be bad luck. Bite. Must be small. Yep. He's a small one. That might be the smallest fish I've caught all year. Hey, it's Fred, and I'm busting in this video right here from the house because I forgot to talk about it on the water, as I said I would. This is the Squirm Shack. This is kind of like a Yeti for your worms. Dump your carton of worms in here, and they'll stay good for a while. When we first got these last fall, we got them about last September, and Pilo and I went fishing. Put our worms up in the refrigerator, keep them cool, cools your Squirm Shack down. And then about January, remember that we forgot to take them out. Open them up, the worms were as good as day one. Kept them for 5 months. Now, what I like to do is I like to get my Squirm Shack good and cold, keep it in the refrigerator, maybe even the freezer if it's empty, overnight. I stop and grab my bait that morning, dump it in, and it'll stay good all day. It's got a little valve here to let oxygen in, to let air in so they don't just sit there and die. But I'll leave that open. And so like today, I still probably got a whole tub of worms left in here. I'm gonna throw this in my little garage fridge, and they'll be there for next week when I get ready to go fishing. And check them out and get them on Amazon. I've got one now. Pilo's got one. Austin's got one. We kind of swear by them. It really makes, if you're using live bait, it makes it a lot easier to keep your worms alive, keep them cool. You don't got to worry about if it starts raining or you get your little carton wet that you get from the store, it starts to deteriorate, and it's just a lot neater and keeps everything. And the other good thing is, if you're not wanting to stop that next morning, go get them the night before, dump them in, throw them in the fridge, and they'll be good to go for you. So, gotcha. Well, there's a crappie. So that puts me at every species but a bass today. There we go, got a slip off. Yes, sir. Folks, that right there is what we're after. Stud of a bluegill. Sucker's longer than my hand. Tell. Longer than the span of my hand. That's a good one. That's a good solid keeper right there. We're gonna put him in the box. See if we can find his brothers. Her in the old lilies there. Little Redear. He's gonna go in the lake. Looking for your big brother. big bluegill. About to get hung up. Oh my gosh! Yeah, that was a massive bluegill. Just got off. Wrapped me up in those lily pads, and I messed around with them for too long. That's a crappie. No? It's not. It's a Redear. There's a little warmouth, man. There's some fat daddies. Well, once again, Lake Glendale produces, and you know, we didn't have just an abundance, hundreds of bluegill like we do sometimes, but what was cool was, like, I think I only threw back like 2 or maybe 3 bluegill all day. Every freaking one that I caught was a stud, so that's always fun. And even though there was a couple times it's frustrating because I lost a couple that were pretty good size, I could see them through the water. It was really fun that every time that you would hook a bluegill, it would just absolutely tear through the lily pads, and you know, that made it pretty fun. I mean, it was really kind of like catching big bass, and as crazy as that sounds, they were that aggressive and just instantly run you right through the lily pads, trying to tangle you up. And it worked 2 or 3 times. I lost a couple of them today, but it was a fun fight. So in a couple of those shots, you can hear the line just screaming through the eyes of my rod as I'm frantically trying to get them in to keep them from running through those lily pads. But hey, if you haven't got a chance to check out Lake Glendale and you live near Southern Illinois, it's an awesome place. Campground. It's got a little beach area there that opens in the summer, like Sand Beach. It's pretty cool. 90-acre lake. A great place to kayak. I used to kayak fish there, and today there was 3 or 4 different people out there kayak fishing, and pretty often families out there just kayaking together and whatnot. So if you haven't had an opportunity and you live close, I highly recommend it. It's a very clean lake, very clean, like 6-8 foot of water. I could count pebbles on the bottom. And anyways, it's about to rain, and I gotta get home and get this boat out of this weather. What am I gonna do if my boat gets wet? Well, it was a good thing we quit when we did, because the storm has arrived. There's a little thunder, a little lightning, and the only reason I quit early today is because I had to do this right here. I had to come get my kiddo from school. She stayed after today for play practice or drama practice or whatever it is.